Welcome to episode 2 of Under the Hard Hat Behind the Mask podcast. I'm Dan Kresk.
And I'm Paul Bone, and I'm delighted to welcome
Matt Abraham.
I've known Matt personally now, it's 3 or 4 years.
Feels like longer.
For you.
Probably about 3 or 4 years, easily.
Through work, and we've got to know each other over the last 2 years, especially through NTFC a lot, actually, personally as well. But I just want to hear a little bit about your business that I've been lucky enough to work alongside as well, and how that's going, really.
Oh, it's going well now.
About it.
Yeah, it was a great journey from the beginning. Sounded insane, actually, when I look back now, that we set up in February 2021. So we're like the back end of COVID and the big pandemic. And it was, I still look back now and think, why did I choose then? But then I remind myself that I did it because I was constantly being furloughed. You know, the market was rubbish, and I just felt that I needed something, something of my own. And I think that's
getting a bit bored with furlough at home. And
yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's great being at home when the sun's out and you're getting paid and what have you.
It feels like the last time the sun was out, to be fair.
But even like when you look back, you go, okay, I was being furloughed, I was being paid, and then I decided to not pay myself for a duration and set up my own company, which just sounds insane. But it's no, I just needed something. I felt I could do more. When you're in employment, your wings are clipped in a way. People want you to be a particular way, and I'm not sure I'm suited to that.
Not being told what to do.
No, my mum will tell you she tried for years and it's never paid off.
Because I think you've come when you first come on the scene, you come on it quite a big way.
Yeah.
Your branding, I know you do a lot on social media, and you it felt like you delved into it as an established company straight away. Was that right, or was that you just showing that predominance, or did you just jump into it head first?
Well, definitely jumped in. I mean, I think before then, from my days of the old family business of E7 to when I was at Jarvis to when I was at Watson and Cox, I was quite a prominent character, and I was constantly out seeing people networking or, making sure there was an awareness of what I could do. And so when we launched Form 5, I just ramped that up. People needed to know that we're here. And I've always said you can be forgotten in a week, I think. If you do nothing and deliver nothing and speak nothing about what you're doing, you will be forgotten about. So I was quite conscious of, right, let's hit the ground running. I don't care what work we get in, but let's just market what we are doing, what we can offer, and give that. I mean, it was an illusion. You're right. People thought we're this big outfit that just
because that could come out of nowhere. Yeah. It was the branding's on point, and so was you doing a lot of work behind the scenes on that when you was it all furloughed even? Because I know a lot of people in furlough. A lot of people took that time and set up their own businesses, didn't they?
Yeah, well, the registration was 10th of February 21, but I was working on it from probably October. And we had great people around us. I got great people that are invested in the business. People like Ben Thomas, when he knew what I was doing, he was straight on us.
Oh, wow.
So he was in all things the first week I think we launched, and it was...
Yeah. Well, that helps. That's the right approach, I think, to come out with a bang, not just trickle along.
Yeah, and as I said, they just come out of nowhere. Met Matt very early on. I can't remember what networking event it was at. We met somewhere.
I think it was the MKPCM one.
I think it was, Was I drunk?
Yeah.
Was you drunk?
Probably.
Do you do any work, or are you just at networking events?
I get asked the same thing.
I think you sum that up. As soon as I do a lot of networking, as you do yourself. I know you do a fair bit as well, didn't you, Dan? But that has become my role to an extent. Yes, I still do a lot within the business, but as soon as you turn off from it, people buy from people. And I know you're a huge advocate of actually working with the local community as well. You've obviously set up Prop Connect as well with Palm. Yeah. That's had a huge impact on the local. And I know you're a big advocate about that. Is there anything further you're looking to do on that side? And I know you're committed to using local as well.
We are 100% committed to using local. I mean, we have disrupted the external supply chain in coming in, and I get that, but I just think we want to operate Northamptonshire, surrounding counties, and there are enough suppliers in those areas. And we were just talking before, not only is it us giving out local work, but local authorities, etc., need to recognise that as well. We've seen some amazing schemes happening. Market Square, they're fairly local-ish, but if we look at St James at the minute, it's being demolished. It's going to be an amazing development. Well, that's from a firm the other side of Birmingham. Whilst I could probably name 6 to 10 companies that could do it in Northampton alone.
Yeah.
So we want to see, and that's why Prop Connect is there, right?
Yes, yeah.
Bring
yeah.
all these local people together. We had Mike Reader, the MP, at the end of year event last year. He recognised it. We've just had people come from all different backgrounds, from developers to anyone in the supply chain in Northamptonshire together in a room.
Yeah.
And that's all we want to do.
And I think that highlights as well what Form 5 has stood for from the beginning.
Yeah.
It's not MKPCN, sorry, we'll edit that.
No, we were part of it.
Yeah.
We were part of it.
Prop Connect is really an extension of what you were doing anyway, but it's bringing them people together. And it's testament to you and Palm, because you've created that out of nothing, and you're getting 100 people at events now, aren't you? And
Easily.
I know I picked up connections. The last event at the college, which I thought was one of the best events. The end of year was great, but to have that in the morning in them rooms and the college students in talking about it, that's just another side to business that we forget, the youth coming through, because we struggle massively with that side of things. I don't know about you, Dan.
No,
new people coming in.
To be fair, the last few years we've done a lot of sort of asbestos talks to colleges. So Malton College we've done 3 or 4 now. Northampton College we've done several. So it is just about getting that message across. But I do feel like, so we've grown massively over the last 2.5 years, and we've used a lot of trainees, like local trainees, to obviously try and give jobs back to the community. And we've had some really, really great people coming through, but it's just, I hate to use the word, these Gen Zs. It just doesn't seem like the work ethic is there. I know I'm going a bit off subject there, but it is a bit like, how do we go from here? Because you haven't got like the old school people still in the industries, because that's going to phase out. So what have you got then to replace that?
If we take our current site, so we're building a whopping house in Brick Hill, Milton Keynes. And we've got Tony on there, and he won't mind me saying, but Tony's 78.
Yeah.
You know, all he's built is houses, and I worked with him first on the Harbour Road development.
Oh yes.
And I met him there, and what that guy doesn't know, but it's just really not worth knowing. He can spot a problem a mile away. That's what experience gives you. Now, we have Ellen, who's one of our project managers, but she's also the business education ambassador, so she works with the colleges. We've got a lad, Henry, that comes every Thursday just to work with Tony.
Oh wow.
And he will tell you what he's learning from Tony is, one, it's practical to what you're doing on site, because a book is one thing, right? But
yeah.
Site's another thing.
I have a big beeline for that. Yeah, the book's one thing.
Yeah, book's one thing.
Completely different.
But what Henry's getting off Tony is priceless, you know. And people like Tony, he's still working because he loves it. But we are losing a generation of senior site managers, project managers, and they're not working with the youth because when they leave school, well, my lad will tell you, he just wants to make YouTube videos, you know.
That's similar to mine.
Yeah,
like last night I had to tell him off because he's just literally glued to his phone.
Yeah.
It's like, turn it off.
I think that's a big problem with people coming into construction. And I've been discussing this with a lot of people. It is, you see these YouTube and people are making millions off it, but that is the one in a few. I mean, we're making videos now. We're not expecting to be millionaire, but the youth have generally think as an influencer, they can make these millions. Whereas construction, there's a lot of money to be made in it if it's done right.
Yeah, you got to do it right first.
If it's done right, We've had years of being busy idiots.
There is money, but I've said to a lot of people, if you took even my business plan and I went to Dragon's Den, they'd laugh you out of a room, wouldn't they? I said, what do you mean you don't know if it is risky or not? Well, is the price right? Well, I think it's right. Paul said it's right. But, and we'll try and tie him down with a contract. But it's a mad industry. I mean, I love it.
I love it.
But it's you couldn't sell it to someone.
I mean, that leads us on really into why we're here. The stresses of construction, like you've just summed up perfectly. The industry is bonkers. The people make it amazing. The people also make it hard work. You've mentioned contracts, and site agents like Tony, they get jobs done. We live in this world now where we're all for health and safety, but some of this paperwork, for me personally, it does get silly. It needs to be there. We need to keep stuff safe. But we had training the other day, I think I spoke about to you, Dan. Yeah. We had to have training on the site for parking management. And then the lads take it not as seriously, the serious stuff. So what stresses during builds, during projects have you had, and what resolutions really have you tried to get over them? Because there's always problems on a site. It never goes smooth.
I remember years ago when so I started off in the hotel industry. I was a hotel manager.
Oh, really?
I left when my daughter was born. You know, it's no good
Very
in the industry.
unsociable.
But I worked with this chap called Andrew Chipperfield Taylor, his name was. And I always remember him saying, there's never a problem, it's just an opportunity. It was an opportunity to find a solution and remember that solution and implement it going forward. But my stresses evolve around people. You know, Form 5, we're a main contractor, we're not a builder, right?
Yeah.
I don't have directly employed brickies, plasterers, ground workers. Everyone I do, project-wise, is only delivered through, well, I like to call them partnerships rather than supply chain. We know everyone that's on site. If they don't do what we ask them to do, we failed.
Yeah.
You know, so they need to buy in. So that is ever my only stress, is turning up on site, making sure the lads understand they're on a construction site foremost. It's got to be safe.
Yeah.
The red tape is there, and I know the paperwork is there, and it can get a bit
tedious.
It can get tedious. We have to remember we have our health and safety is backed up by the fact we have a national health service that's paid for by tax.
Yeah.
And they don't want accidents because that costs
True,
money.
yeah.
So we do all of this because we want to make sure
That's just stop.
you know it works, but at the same time, people should be safe. You should be able to go home
Yeah, 100%.
injury free.
Yeah.
You know, I'm wife and kids, so I want to come home every day. You know, so we have to be careful about it. But I think it's easy to sort. If you've got decent health and safety, looking after you.
A lot of it can be common sense sometimes as well.
Yeah.
Like I say, we had a very minor incident on site the other day. We had some cables going through a building that we were doing some hot air works. So someone else had been in and put plasterboard on top of it. My lad pulled it and a bit of plasterboard fell on his hand. I told him, just go to hospital, just get it checked out. It was all fine, he bruised it. But the blame game started instantly. The main contractor was on site going, oh, make sure you check toolbox talk. I thought, hang on, that's just one of the, it's nobody's fault.
Yeah.
Like, let's not, they started pushing the blame game straight away. I'm assuming they might have been worried about a broken hand and then it's a Riddle report, can open it. But they're a safe company, it's a safe site. But it's the things like that for me that as soon as that blame game starts, when something happens, I don't like that, which some main contractors do, others, they wouldn't touch it. They'd just be like, no, it's one of them things. Let's, as you say, learn from it and move on from it.
Yeah.
So we've now created cable routes around the building. People have been instructed not to put plasterboard on top of a wire and stuff. And that's when I get frustrated and agitated, when a blame game happens. It's sort of no need for it.
We're
sometimes.
just clear. If there is an accident on site, just record it, make sure they're good, and then just sort it so it doesn't happen again. It doesn't need to be at times. I mean, don't get me wrong. We all get construction inquiry emails, and we've seen deaths this year already.
Yeah,
which is just outrageous. Shouldn't happen on site. But there are some things. I mean, I'm my own problem on site. I got, I got stuck in the mud the other week.
I did see.
That soon went round on the
Can we
socials.
put a clip of that on, please?
Yeah. But I mean, that's my own pig-headedness. Tony saying don't walk that way. I own the company. I know better. And then got stuck in the mud.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. So you do get these silly things, but you're right. Yeah, just sort it.
Yeah. And I know one big problem for us is it can be cash flow issues at times, clients not paying.
Yeah.
I know you're quite selective, not selective, but you know who you want to work for. And you've got a bit of a different concept as a main contractor from do you want to explain a little bit about that? Because you're not a typical main contractor, are you?
So we are fussy, and I've been caught a couple of times. I mean, it's not to say it still doesn't happen. The smaller works, for example, God, that's harder than the bigger stuff. And I've had client payment issues, which is so frustrating. I mean, retention is just laughable. They seem to think it's a tax you don't have to pay, but it's it's a contract. But no, cash flow, is king. Our approach is different in that we want to engage a lot earlier on.
Yeah.
So I'd say 80% of our work is negotiated work.
Oh, really? That high?
We still tender on projects, but those ones that we tender, there's a relationship there already, and there's an eagerness to work with us. We just got to make the figures work. We're not a tendering machine. I think we're on tender. I think it's 200. And that's in 5 years.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is some decent secured work. And our project sizes, we cover everything. If a school rings me up and they need something doing and it's a 20 grand job, we've been known to do it. But I can tell you that's equal to bigger contracts down the line.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's yeah, we don't shy away. We're a solution-led main contractor. If there's a job with difficulties, we've got the team to sort it out.
Yeah.
And we've just got that commitment to make sure when we leave, everyone's happy.
Yeah.
And we've all been in arguments, right?
Yeah.
You know, another reason Form 5 started was me getting fed up with dealing with disgruntled clients at the end of a job.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it doesn't matter what company I work for, it's either they didn't understand what they were getting, so they felt shortchanged at the end of the job, or commercial arguments because the main contractor wasn't clear on variations. You know, so it always ends up a bit of a bum fight at the end, and you know, relationships are strained.
Yeah.
It should be easy, right?
It should be
this?
simple.
Right, this is how much that costs. I'll build it and I'll give you the keys.
Yeah.
You know,
it should be that simple, but you get too many people in the way that doesn't make it. And I think main contractors have developed a bit of a bad name in general, but I think it's more associated with subcontractors working with main contractors, not for the client. We've worked for some of your tier ones, and they was absolutely awful to work for. Some of the most stressful times of my life, because they go in at cost negative, knowing this is not every tier one contractor. I should make that clear, but I've had experience myself where we got took for about 70 grand, and it was through no fault of our own. We had a meeting with the main contractor, and they said, "You can take us to court, but we'll financially drain you before it gets to court." Yeah. And they're a 500 million turnover company. These companies, from my understanding, go in cost negative, break the cost down and make their money back that way, and they ended up liquidating. So it just goes to show. But then you'll often see on LinkedIn and social media subcontractors moaning about main contractors, whereas I've got great relationships with like yourself, some others are around the local town. You know each other personally, and if there is an issue on site, you help each other out. The client gets a better deal out of it, and everyone walks away happy. It's like I say, I think it can be the larger tier one contractors that I don't think they're out intentionally to shaft people, but it's a QS sitting behind the screen.
That's competition, isn't it?
Yeah.
Competition is driving that price down.
It is, yeah.
Day dot. We're not the cheapest, but I can tell you at an end of a job, we're very close to our agreed figure. And I've seen projects where they go, "Oh, Matt, they're like 50 grand cheaper than you," or some silly sum. You speak to them at the end and they ended up spending another 75 grand on the other side. You think, well, that's because they didn't allow for X, Y, Z.
Because let's be honest, 9 times out of 10, it is the bottom line that's looked at. Unless, which I think this is what Form 5 are very good at, you communicate that early to the client and you highlight stuff so they're aware what value for money they're getting, I suppose.
I think there's always a solution to bringing costs down. You know, architects, they design these amazing things. They do, don't they? And they're right to. You want to create something really cool. But if the client's budget stops at a limit, there's always a way of getting it down. Yeah, always a way. And I think, it just is. I mean, my background before construction is mechanical, electrical, you know, and there's always a lot of money to shave off in there.
How is that?
Oh, I can tell you. You know, lights, for example, 600 by 600 grid lights, an LED flat panel. There are companies out there that will charge 200 quid and they'll say they're amazing. But I can tell you, I can get one that will cost me 30 quid and it does exactly the same job.
Get the step ladder out, 30 quid, please.
Oh, it's mad for it. You know, every light that, you know, there's a UK manufactured light. They all start off in China.
Yeah.
Come over in pieces. They get tested in Milan, put together, badged up and sold as a premium product. But they're all the same. You know, it's so, you know, that's just one example. There are solutions. Some are harder. Like all the money's in the ground. Getting out the ground.
I've heard that a lot recently. Obviously, we're not involved as roofing contractors. We're not really involved, but I've heard that because it's a complete unknown, isn't it, coming out of the ground?
Yeah, if you don't get the right surveys done, that is all risk. You know, absolutely all risk. We looked at a scheme in just the other side of Daventry for a nursery provider, and they were looking at, and it was an abandoned warehouse. They used to build trains in it years ago. And so all the ground's contaminated. There's diesel, oil, everything. That was £1 million bill to get out of the ground before he even started.
To blow the project out the water.
Yeah, so it is a non-go project because of that groundwork. So it's, that's our risk commercially.
Yeah. So it seems as well, stress-wise, because me and Dan got together before Christmas. As you know, me personally, you know, I had a real rough time before Christmas. That's why we got talking about this. You don't come across as someone who does get stressed too easy, or is that hidden away? Do you deal with it a different way, so to speak? Because you deal with it completely different to how I might deal with it, won't you?
Yeah. Well, even when you said about obviously being on furlough, I thought back then, like obviously, I think that's where a lot of people realise what mental health was because they're stuck at home, they're not out communicating with people, so they're inside struggling. But then obviously flipped that and made that an opportunity to start your own company.
Yeah.
So obviously you're going to be busy with that anyway. But yeah, how have you sort of dealt with that now you are a business owner?
I think that there's the flip side. So everyone has a work life, personal life, right? Everyone does. And you've got to find that balance to start off with, which everyone says, find a balance, find a balance. I don't think it really exists, that balance. But I had two massive life lessons. One, you know, I've told you before, 2015, the wife had cervical cancer whilst pregnant. My youngest was born at 27 weeks. And in that time, I changed jobs and went to work for T. Clark's in Peterborough. So when you talk about stress, that was like
that's the ultimate.
monumental. See, I was in hospital for 13 weeks whilst I was trying to work.
And you just changed jobs as well.
Yeah, just changed jobs. But what that made me realise was that everything I do at work, you have to remember, is for your home life.
Yeah.
Right, that's what it's for. So my outlook from there was, right, just make this easy, then this becomes easier all the time. Then you go into your work side. Now, yeah, I've had some, I mean, a year and a half ago, I was a different guy at one point. We had a massive event at work with an ex-business partner, and that has, you know, that created some serious stress. But what did you do? Well, I had a decent network around me for a start.
Yeah.
That always helps. Palm was great for advice. Ben Thomas was. Grant, Dan from the cricket, everyone at the football club, you know, everyone pulled together. I mean, the football club were amazing. They knew the predicament we were in, gave me an awesome deal. Really helped me out. Oh, yeah, really helped.
I think I've mentioned it briefly to me before, because you wanted to get involved, but as you've alluded to, it was a difficult time financially for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was horrific, but they were adamant, you know, we're going to help you. You know, Dan at the cricket has been the same. Everyone has been brilliant. We've just had this amazing network. Supply chain came together. You know, everyone helped us get through that. And I could have gone down one road of stress, booze, and just being angry at everyone.
Yeah.
Or
just pick the booze route.
Yeah, well, yeah,
not the anger.
I mean, yeah, that's not to say I haven't had a few, but no, it's yeah. I think I just have a different perspective on it. I just don't want to be beaten. I think that's what it is. And I think
you've said that to me before, and it was because you could have quite easily. I hope you don't mind me saying, you could have quite easily gone, "Sod this, I'm shutting up shop."
Yeah, I could have.
You sort of battled through it, and knowing you at the time, I know it was an extremely difficult time for you. How did that? Well, it's not something we really spoke about, but I'm guessing it did. And feel free not to answer. But how did that affect your home life? Because I think we forget. If you're stressed at work, you take. I know I've took it home, and me, I'm horrible to the missus, I'm horrible to the kids. And you can't be present for them. And did you have a similar thing with that scenario?
Yeah, I think, yeah, mental health seems to be a bit of a taboo sometimes, that we don't talk about it, which is, I've learned, is wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, home was very difficult. You know, we went from, you know, we're not multimillionaires, right? But I had enough that we could go on nice holidays, and kids didn't go without, and Riley was happy at uni. You know, that's a drain on funds. So I went from good income to literally zero for 6 months. I can't even tell you how we got through it.
Is it that long with 6 months?
6 months, yeah. And that was of borrowing to keep the company going. It was, yeah, real stress. Being at home was hard. I don't mind saying there were times I didn't want to be there. I wanted to be out there trying to fix everything.
Yeah.
And it was really hard to separate myself in that time to think, you know, I need to enjoy being at home.
Yeah, because your focus, I'm guessing, was, like you say, to fix it.
Yeah.
But sometimes for yourself as well, you just need that time just to be with the family. Because at the same time, as horrible as it sounds, I mean, I've got 3 girls. I reckon I missed the first 5 years of them growing up. So now I spend no end of time, and I'm almost making up for it now. Because once that time's gone, it's gone. They're never kids again. And you don't look for sympathy for doing it. I think you have to do it. If you want to own a business, you've got to sacrifice somewhere, whether that's not having children, whether that's not seeing them for a bit. But then I've now developed that work-life balance into it now. So I'm kind of overcompensating now.
Yeah.
I don't know why it does it. I'm kind of overcompensating for it now. But was the wife supportive of?
100%.
Because sometimes it can go the other way, and that could break up a relationship.
Well,
which throws you into mental health even worse.
Yes, no, she was, and she made sure. I mean, she'd put things in place that we'll go and do something. And it doesn't involve money. It was, if we just went for a walk around Stanwick, or we got friends that got a house in Bournemouth, so we go there for a week just for me
Nice.
to shut down. But she recognised when we did go away, I need that hour or 2 hours a day on the laptop.
Yeah.
But she'd rather do that than tell me no.
Yeah.
And I'll stress about it all day.
Stressed all day.
You know, so it was, I know she was great. And I think between her, you know, my brother's in the industry, he was huge support. So was my dad. I'm really lucky. I come from a big family. I've got a big network of friends, big network of, you know, work friends as well. And that's what got me through it. You need them.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's I think it's a testament to your business as well that you created, because yes, you went through that issue. You're still delivering projects to a high standard. You got through it financially.
Yeah.
And we were talking just before you come in. I remember, was it about a year and a half ago? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember you then obviously being at the football, you was stressed and you look like a completely different person now. Is there any lessons that you've took out of it? Is there anything you wish you'd done differently, or?
I think I'd eating properly. as daft as it sounds, I was eating rubbish, drinking. I wasn't drinking a lot. I was just out a lot. But I think if I could tell myself something back then, it's just keep focused on the end result. The end result, what you want.
Yeah.
You can have all these systems and processes, which you all have to have, and that's what makes you efficient, right? But you've got to understand what is your end goal.
Yeah.
You know, and then work out the route. It's problem solving, isn't it? I said this to my daughter. You know, she's third year at uni now, and I know I don't look old enough. That's definitely what you meant to say when someone says
you were getting ready, weren't you?
But you know, she's final year at uni, and then she's off to join the army. So, and
wow.
She had this goal from a young age, because I used to just tell them all the time, just work out what you want first, and then build the plan up to it. Same in what we do now, isn't it?
Do it. Yeah, I think that's a great way to do it, really.
But we do it every day. You know, your end goal, you'll see a design for a roof. So the end goal is deliver that roof.
Yeah.
So then just work out how you get to it.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're methodic like that, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, so I suppose you've had a lot of time, and you've touched on it as well, the support network. I mean, I've been networking in the town for years, and it is, like I say, I went through a really stressful time the end of last year, and you don't realise there's so many people you can reach out to. Yeah. It used to be taboo, but I think what we've got that's great in Northampton with the networking side of things, you do become friends through work, and you do feel you can reach out. Whereas if it's just a new client you've got, sometimes it wouldn't feel great talking about, I'm going through this, and you're delivering a job for them at the same time.
Yeah.
Whereas I think people we're working with, you say, if I had a problem, even if we're midway through a project, you'd put an arm around me and say, don't worry, as long as the job's still got to be delivered, that's a given. But you can reach out to them people, and there's so many people from all different walks of life, different levels as well. You've got some people down here, I tend to find the people up there are the ones that help you up more. I don't know if you've found that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, so we keep coming back to local supply chain, and I'm an advocate for it, but that involves helping them.
Yeah.
You know, I've had companies ring up and say, you know, can you pay an invoice earlier? It really help me out. Well, if we can, if we can, we will.
Yeah,
absolutely. And you know, we have contracts in place. But if you go and speak to my ground worker in Toaster, he's on a 35-day payment term contract. I reckon he's getting it on 7 days at the minute.
Yeah.
You know, we get paid. Well, I'm not going to retire.
Yeah.
Keeping it in the account for 3 weeks.
I know, yeah.
You know, so we just pay them. And
so once you've been paid, we
just pay them.
But I think that what I always say, so if we're working with someone that does that, and we've got someone that pays us 60 days, when an emergency comes up, who am I going to work? Who am I doing the job for first?
How many times have I rang?
Yeah.
I need this doing. My uncle's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, the leaks. You were there 2 or 3 days later. I know Ben from Midlands Mechanical. You know, I could ring him up now if I had an issue at home. Someone would be there, and it's not just that we pay them. We're really good payers. It's that we invest time and effort into getting along with these people.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's.
Will you drop me an email? Oh, sorry, Dan.
I think what you have built in the community is amazing.
Yeah.
And then just to rewind of what you were saying about, because we spoke about, didn't we? You're saying that men don't talk and stuff like that. But obviously it sounds like you've got such a good network around you that kind of did the talking for you. Because obviously people knew what you were going through and supported you, knew what to say. So you didn't really ever felt like you were on your own. So you could go.
Oh, there was never a time I felt like the world was against me at times, but I always had someone I could speak to.
Wow, that's massive.
And that was.
But again, for yours as well, like 2 years ago, 1 year ago, you probably never would have put that post that you did out before Christmas.
No, yeah.
But because of now, I think how much more people are aware of it, you could put that out and you knew you'd have that support.
Yeah.
But
No,
again,
it's huge.
that's from your networking as well. That's your prop connects. That's everybody coming together to support people who are struggling, which I think is brilliant.
And I think construction is such a stressful industry. It is. There's programs you got to hit. There's weather delays. There's material issues, and you can put all the planning into a job. But let's be honest, that planning goes out the window 3 or 4 times a week. I know. I plan my whole week on a Friday for the next week. What's going on? The lads are already booked in, but I can guarantee by Monday that's completely changed. And you have to be reactive. And while it's all part of the fun and part of the stress, everyone's used to it. But the problem does come, like the recent weather we've had, for us as roofers, it's been an absolute killer. And then sites become unhappy, even though it's not your fault. There's still a program you got to hit for the client. So you work things, you try and do things differently. But that's when the stresses can really build in, especially when there's big LADs involved. And I don't think it's the main contractor always trying to come down on it. It can be coming from the client, which you're getting.
Yeah.
You've still got to deliver that job to whatever stresses are going on. And we like to think we're quite good at that. If a problem happens and there's a delay, mainly for us through weather, we like to think we come up with a solution. Client's not always 100% happy with that solution, but it moves the job forward.
But what can you do? You're not the weatherman. But we have it as well, obviously.
So tell that to a client.
Time is literally money, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think if we look at what's coming up, we've got Stack moving into the town centre, that leisure building. Now that's going to be a brilliant project. However, that is time constrained. We'll be leasing space out inside. They'll have lease agreements in place, and they have to do it by a certain date. I had this when I was an estimating manager at T. Clark's, and we did a lot of John Lewis's, and we did a new one in Leeds. It was an award-winning building. We did the M&E on it, 24/7. I think it's 15 to 20 guys all the time. Wow. It had to be done by X.
Yeah.
There was no
wiggle room.
No, you couldn't. The program was really tight. We had to shut a market square to crane the plant over. We had all these challenges. But again, if you've got a decent supply chain, if you've got decent contract managers that know how to talk to people and communicate properly, all you've got to do is talk.
Yeah.
You know, all these problems are from, and I've seen it with other businesses, they just try and hide the truth a bit because they think they're doing everyone a favour by hiding the problem.
Yeah.
But actually that problem will come out.
Yeah.
At some point.
It comes out. It always comes out.
Absolutely. And we're just open about it. You know, we're the big house, for example. That's a very complicated build. We are very open with our client. We have a live stream camera for them that they can see the build.
Oh, wow.
We send them photos. There are live updates going on all the time. You know, and at any point they can pull us up or we can pull them up and like getting information together quicker. You know, but that's just talk.
I think you've summed up construction there. It's something we're actually physically working on as well. If communication, if I'm doing a job for you and you've got to ask me a question, that means I haven't communicated well enough to you where we're at. Yeah. So we've brought in new weekly project updates for any job, even if it's only one day. You'll have a weekly project update saying where we're at, any request from the site agent, because then it eliminates problems. And also you can highlight, like you said, we can highlight to you any foreseeable problems, and it's written down. I was always very bad for doing it on a phone call, which I still think that's the best way, but I get phone calls and I forget. I always say, can you just drop me an email? Because unless it's in my inbox, I'm not. But I'm the worst at, Dan, can you do that asbestos survey? You say yes, hang up, and I'll do nothing with it. Yeah. And then I'll moan at you, and you go, oh, fucking hell, I didn't.
That's where we've learned, because we need everything in writing. Yeah. Because obviously you've got to think, obviously, construction, it does work similar for us, because we're against time constraints, because they can't start work till they've had that asbestos survey back. Yeah. So we're always open and honest with our clients as well to say, like, look, sorry, reporting are overrun at the minute. That report will be 2 days late or something like that. There's no poor excuses or anything.
I suppose because you're sometimes holding up the build, aren't you?
Yeah, potentially. But this comes back to like you were saying about health and safety earlier. It's massive for us because a lot of the situations we go out to is people disturbing asbestos. Have you had an asbestos survey? No.
So you've got to be reactive.
Yeah, very reactive.
Oh, I didn't think
and you was for one of my jobs when we were at Headlands Primary School. We were refurbing and we lifted the floor and I went, that looks like bitumen to me. You know.
Please be bitumen.
You know, you get that moment of, some holiday job, the last thing I needed.
Oh no, so that is time constraint.
Yeah, so I rang Sean and I was like, I've got an issue here. I think 2 days later you guys were on site getting it gone and it was done. and off you went, and then we carried on. You know, we delivered it on time. But there's a lot. I mean, all your stuff, you're dealing with an element that's hidden.
Yes, I didn't think
Yeah,
of
in,
that.
in a lot of cases, yeah.
It's hidden.
Obviously, you get a survey done on a lot, but if it's hidden asbestos, you're absolutely knackered. And it's different for us, I suppose, because we do reactive jobs, but in general, we're project work, aren't we?
Yeah.
But I suppose most of yours is reactive. So how do you manage that?
It's difficult. So one of my clients is very reactive. So basically, if something's not working, I can't go into too much detail, but if something's not, if they can't be in a certain area, they need to be in that area. They should have been in there yesterday. So we need to get out there within 2-3 hours. Luckily, we've normally got people around the area so we can get in there, grab a sample. Yeah. And then sometimes they want samples doing the same day. So we need to get to London. We need to get all over the country and get these samples back sometimes in the same day. We always manage to do it. But yeah, a lot of it is reactive, but then we do a lot of projects as well, massive projects, social housing, we do a lot with social housing.
More planned work, like I say.
Yeah, but the issue we do find, and again it comes back to health and safety, is someone will have a management survey and go and strip a boiler room. It doesn't work like that because you need a refurbishment survey so we can see what's under the pipe lagging.
Right, yeah.
Because we've had that no end of times. Oh, I've took this fiberglass off because I thought it was modern, but the pipe is from the 70s, which has still got asbestos residues on it. So it's just about getting that message out. Still to this day, we still have the same queries that people were having 25 years ago.
Wow.
And we shouldn't be like that in this day and age.
It's one of the biggest killers, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the biggest commercial killer.
The building product, it's an amazing product. It was, wasn't it? Until they found out the problems it had.
Yeah, it was revolutionary. You know, that's what it was. And we still have this, whether it's asbestos or silica dust now, isn't it? Is the one.
Silica dust is the big one, which my father, it's not proven, but they think he's got sarcoidosis from it, from all the tile cutting. Obviously, everything now is wet cut, and but you can see why. When I was younger, working with a steel saw, obviously I wasn't wearing masks and stuff like that, and when you're breathing that in, it's just awful stuff. And it's silica dust is a big one for it now. I'm going back 20 years ago.
Where that is as well, like with asbestos, we're used in over 5,000 materials. We do hazardous material surveys as well, which obviously includes that, and that could be anywhere.
Yeah. And it's such an easy fix. Just wear a mask.
Yeah.
You know, I was amazed. I was in Turkey in October. Now,
I thought you had no teeth.
Yeah, hairline's a bit further forward. But as you do when you're in the industry and you walk past the site, bit nosy looking over there. And I was just watching this guy cutting old curbstones, no mask, no glasses. And I think, mate, you know, in 20 years, you're going to be wondering why you're out of breath walking up a hill. Well, it's because you're breathing this stuff in, which is such, you know, you can go anywhere and buy some face masks. You know, I know you got to get the face fit and all that stuff, but I've got a beard, so it's, you know,
got to be shaved, full face, How do you find with? I know you've got Tony, and obviously you brought Ellen along as well. Because have you trained Ellen, or would she have some experience in the industry? Because she's become, since I've met her, she's become a lot more knowledgeable in it.
Oh, she has. She's we've got Tony. He's running site. Ellen, been with us a couple of years now. She's my right hand person, to be honest. She's been brilliant. And through that hard time, you know, she was absolutely fantastic. And she's totally committed to the green. She's brought into the business in regards to what we're trying to do. But again, when you go back to learning experience, Ellen knows what she knows from being along my side or Tony's side. Yeah. And she's picking all this, or she'll ask you questions on site and not just say, well, why do we do it like that? You know, so. And
I think you can always find a good person when they're asking the right questions. Because I know when I've been on the tools and I've had labourers, you get some that just stand there and someone go, oh, why are you doing it like that? Yeah. And you can pick up quite early on, I think, who's going to be a decent person depending on what questions they ask.
Yeah, we're the same. We have people that come in and they're not bothered about learning about asbestos. They're just there for a job. But then we get some that they're to the point where the surveyor's like, bloody hell, he's going to be good because he's actually asking me this many questions. So,
but no, she wants to learn. She wants to be part of the business, and she's having fun doing it. Prop Connect, obviously, she's heavily involved.
Yeah, she's enjoying that. I think.
She likes that, and then I'm trying to get her out networking more, but she just laughs at me. And then, well,
any day
I can't send her to Paul. I want to come back.
I have been off 45 days. I've been off the beers now. I'm Blackpool away and everything.
But no, she's you know, So he does enjoy it. I mean, I've got Kim as well.
Oh yes, yeah. I
The
forgot
two of them
yeah.
did the zorbing at the
Yeah,
Congress
that funny
event.
that was.
Although Ellen nearly broke
Attacked
Kim's
each
leg.
other.
Yeah. So I've got these two great people, you know, behind me all the time. I mean, they are great. Although they just spend their days telling me off, really. Yeah, I should be there, not at the here.
Yeah.
Or
Get out bewitched.
get out bewitched. Kim banned me from the company Amazon account because I don't price check anything. You know, it's my own fault. I brought 2 packs of hobnobs and paid 11 quid apparently. But I just ordered them. Yeah.
Just go to the shop.
Well, that's what. See, now you're sounding like Kim. She went absolutely
No,
mad
I'm
at me.
sorry, I'm with
So,
Kim there.
Yeah, that got
And
cancelled.
11 quid.
Yeah,
I've got a pack out there for 5 quid if you want it.
I didn't even clock it, but it's. But no, it's good. So it is. You know, you've seen The Office. It's a good crack.
Nice setup you've got there, yeah.
Yeah, the two of them in there. Yeah, they are good. But essentially, I've employed 2 people that boss me around.
Yeah.
Which is,
That's the idea.
you just have to accept sometimes,
Yeah.
don't you?
Something I've only just started it this year, because when I say I had a stressful back end of last year, it wasn't just me, it was the lads as well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been surprised if all of my lads had left. Not because of me, not because of company culture, not really. It's just it was so stressful for all of us with the weather delays, sites moaning at us. And it was through Christmas, I got thinking, I've not thought about them once. They're the ones delivering the job. They're the key part of my business, really. Without them, I haven't got a business.
Yeah.
So we've started doing monthly meetings. I'm actually meeting with them after this. And we had our first one straight away in January because I wanted to iron it out. So I thought, I want to make this a nice place to work. I want people to want to work in, to want to stay. So we've gone with Huddle Up. I don't know if you've met the guys at Huddle Up.
Yeah.
They're really good value for money. It's just a bit of a support network for them. But we have a set of monthly questions we go through every month, checking on a few things. Are they happy with how I'm running things? So I'm getting feedback. Are they happy with the sites they're working on? Obviously, they're not going to be happy with every site they're working on.
No.
Some sites are not nice ones. That just can't be helped. We've still got to deliver the job. But at least they're seeing us being proactive about it. And one of the lads who works for me, you all know him quite well, I won't mention his name, he nearly broke down because he'd had such a shit Christmas and it meant so much to him having that meeting. And it's worked really well because I thought, yeah, it's not just about me, it is about them as well. I moan about myself.
Yeah,
But
and we moan about you as well.
Yeah,
But you're right, you've got to make the operatives happy.
Yeah.
They've got to buy into
Yeah.
Kingsley Roofing and feel they're part
Yeah.
of its progression and you know, because the byproduct of success is you will do all right and you'll have a nicer car and
Yeah.
what have you. That's a byproduct. What we're trying to do is make a sustainable business and
Yeah.
we've all got a salary. That's first and foremost. But again, you're coming back to communication again.
Yeah,
Just talking
you're right,
with
yeah.
them. Tony, around 9:30, 10 o'clock, our teams call him. And we have about half an hour every day
Wow.
just to go through what he needs. The same with Ellen and Kim. Commonly, I'm more with them in the office, so they join us
Constant
in on that.
communication.
You know, but we've set up a video conference room in the office for the purpose of sitting there, catch up with the team.
Wow,
And
yeah.
that's become like a religious thing we do. And this is why I invest in comms. So if you go to the Milton Keynes site, middle of nowhere, phone signal's rubbish. You're quicker sending a pigeon. But we buy Starlink. We have a Starlink setup on there. It's a proper broadband on site, and that's really there for Teams calls,
Yeah.
just to make sure we can communicate properly.
I must admit, when I went to your first site that I'd done for your toaster,
Yeah,
I was very impressed. Considering I'd met you, I knew you were a new company. It was like I've worked for a lot of other people as well, and I couldn't believe it what they had on site, like full site cabins. I know some other people that wouldn't even have a site agent on a project.
we didn't
like
turn up till that broadband line got fitted.
Really?
Yeah,
And
refused
you had
to.
full cameras on there, like you say,
Yeah.
for security. It was all fenced off, and it was a domestic job.
Yeah,
A lot of people, some main contractors, are like, I'm not too bothered about it. It's sort of a byproduct. They put their worst site agents on it. They're not too fussed about it. But I was really impressed. I think the professionalism on your sites does shine through from what I've seen.
and it's not stuff that costs.
No.
Either. You know, we've got broadband, right? That's great. Everyone can connect. If you go in the site office, you can have a multitude choice of coffees, from lattes to mochas and what have you. There's always
Yeah.
a bowl of Cadbury's chocolates.
Yeah.
There's fruit on site. We often turn up with McDonald's or Pizza
Yeah.
Hut or something. And these are just niceties. But again, it's not just my team I've got to get to buy into that site. It's when your guys are on site.
Yeah.
I want them to want to be there and deliver a good job. And all it takes is, are you all right, mate? Do you want a cup of tea?
It's funny how you
Yeah.
say that, because some of the stuff that's come up in certain meetings with the lads, they have said to me, I don't want to work for that particular client anymore.
Oh, really?
But then they've explained, because I'm not on site all the time, I don't see it. But when you've got 4 or 5 people saying the same thing, because people can not get on with certain site agents or they can not like a certain job. But when it's going on, so what you just said about keeping our guys happy as well, that's massive for us because we've been told and if they could end up leaving over that, at the end of the day, they're good roofers. They could go elsewhere. Like I say, we want them to work here. But if we've got clients that are not treating them right and being a bit nasty to them, that leaves us in the lurch. So if you're going to be looking after our guys on site as well, that makes all the difference.
I think what you've just said just sums up a great company. Because we're similar in what we do, but just how you've got them at the forefront of your mind and what you do on site. I want to go to that site. I do. I want to go sit in a site cabin.
Whenever. You have a choice of coffee.
But Matt clearly didn't like that coffee.
No, that's probably one of the worst coffees I've ever had.
But I think, does that stem from your past experience of going to a site and thinking, God, this is
It's
shit?
from being a
It was.
Of course.
But I think it's a mixture. I said earlier, I started off in the hotel industry, and that's where I think I learned all my customer service and being able to talk to people and create environments. I then took that into construction, and I've picked up the bits along the way. Especially tendering. Tendering is a real ball ache, isn't it?
Just a bit.
It is. And as a subby, there was me and my cousin at E7. We were the 2 estimators for a long period, and we were smashing tenders out constantly. And the hit rate was probably 1 in 20, I would think. So you got 19 disappointed phone calls, saying, "You not got this one." Oh, all right.
That's good you're even ringing them to let them know.
Those are people ringing us.
Oh,
You're
right,
constantly like, "You haven't got that one," and occasionally you get one. You're like, and when you won one, you're like, "Oh, where have I made the mistake?"
Yeah, where's the mistake? Yeah, I've done that.
Clearly missed something out. But so I took that. So I reckon 9 projects out of 10, we only approach the person we want to work with us. So I can tell you now on Lodge Hill, you was the only one we spoke to about the roofing package on that job.
I should tell me
We've not cast a net out. Well, we haven't, but we've not cast a net out to 10 roofers and go, just take the cheapest price.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't work on site. There are people we know that for that particular project, that's the better company for that job.
For them,
now, that doesn't mean Paul's going to be on the next one, because
Yeah.
that could be a different scheme. It doesn't suit him.
Yeah.
So he won't be on it. But he'll certainly be on the one that does suit him.
Yeah.
What that means for Paul is when he's pricing a Form 5 job, he knows he stands a very, very good chance. If we win it, he wins it. But if we win it, we need you to have a sharp pencil as well.
Yeah,
and that's
I think
how we do it.
I think main contractors as well. We have a lot of main contractors that solely ask us to quote, and I know they don't really go out to many other people. But I think that almost quotes a bit more, as you say. You're thinking, if they win it, I'm likely to win it. So you're almost sharpening your pencil at the beginning anyway, because you don't want to take the piss. And I know a lot of companies, I know certain people raise their price once they're working with someone. We're not one of them. We have our set margin. And sometimes if clients come back to us, and I'm always for getting other price checks as well. I know I've been used to price check against people. It's not a bother of mine.
If I needed that, I think I could ring you up and say, Paul,
can you have a look at this price?
I want to use this company because they're better for that job. You'd probably agree. And I said, well, what did you think of this price?
Yeah.
And I think, but that's relationships again.
It is,
communication.
We're not going to get the ask, why didn't you give it to us? We'll just say, that's about right. We had it. I actually had it the other day. A roofer quoted a lady, and it was through an estate agent. We don't work directly for the domestic customer anymore. And she said, will you give us a price? I said, look, I will, but we won't do the work. So I said, just tell me what his price was. And it was a fair price. I said to her, it might have been a little bit cheaper if we'd done it. I said, but it's not a rip-off price. And it took 2 minutes of my time, and it's like, thank you very much. And it's just helping people where they need helping.
But that also goes a long way.
Yeah.
Because then if there is a job in the future that someone like she might know needs a job, she'll be like, oh, well, I spoke to this guy. He really helped me out.
Exactly that. And our pricing is, well, I'll be honest, we've priced the job before we've approached you anyway. We have.
Yeah, you've told me that on occasion.
Yeah,
before,
so that's working really well. So me and Palm have Prop Connect, that's one bit. But Palm has his business Bangles, and they do all of our estimating now. It's a huge advantage for us. Estimators are not cheap to have in a business. It is a cost you have to pay for, but you can't charge anyone. It is a cost. And we've grown that relationship with Bangles, and they provide all of our cost data. So if I say something's going to cost X, that's what it will end up costing because they've got some really good
Yeah.
data. So on Lodge Hill, I said to Paul, I think this is the price, Paul. If you can do it for that, it's yours. You were quite happy with it. But that
Yeah.
all becomes easier for everyone. But Bangles has such a good source of data. It makes our service offering. I mean, I've probably given away
Yeah.
a secret there, but yeah, but they are
But
getting
that's,
busier
that's your
because of a really
relationship
good
with
product.
Palm as well.
Oh, it's a brilliant one.
Yeah.
Is that Bangles Construction?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do PQSing and estimating, but brilliant outfit, and they've been pivotal to the work we're winning now.
Yeah.
How we're securing.
Yeah, I've seen them as well because they sponsor Chantel Cameron, the female boxer,
Okay,
world
yeah.
champion. Yeah,
You're into boxing, aren't you?
yeah. So yeah, I've seen them before. I think she's gone to like their awards dues and stuff
Yeah,
previously. So
But no, yeah, so that's been a good thing for us. But again, that's just making your life easier.
Yeah.
Just trying to make it easy for everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, all I want you guys to do is turn up, do your job, and go home.
Yeah.
That's all I want. I'm not asking.
That's what we want to do as well.
I'm not asking for the world.
It's
If you're a
as simple
roofer,
as that.
come and put a roof on. I'll pay you, and then go home.
Yes,
Yeah,
that simple. It is really that simple when
Yeah.
you put it like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like I say, it does get. We're not like I say. It is. If it was that simple as a plan, everyone would be doing it. And it's not. It is stressful. I think you've got to have a high tolerance. Stress is maybe the wrong word. I mean, you can ask any one of our lads. Our motto is no problems, only solutions. We will not. We'll come to you saying there's a problem, but when we do, we're bringing that solution with us.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can be our fault. We've created that problem.
Yeah.
And that's where the communication and honesty comes in. We'll say, look, we've created a problem here. Get shouted at a little bit, which is going to happen because if you've made a problem, they're not going to be happy. But hang on, no, here's the solution we're providing.
Yeah.
And I find that works so much better. Because like I say, if you try and cover it up and hide it, you get caught out further
come
along
out.
the line. It comes out in the wash. And then it's just, sometimes it ends up costing you money because, I don't know, fascia boards have gone and they've all got to be ripped off again because something's wrong. So it's like, look, hold up, we've got a problem. And that's vice versa. If the client comes to us, shit, Paul, we made a bit of a mistake here. We need to take that off and put it on again. We're not the type of company to go, well, here's a charge. Some people will. But it's like, because we know it benefits in the long run. Not obviously, if it's a massive thing, then yes, we'd have to charge for it. If it's simple, and our lads are very good at that, they'll be on site. It's actually one of the things the lads brought up. They said, Paul, we're doing so much work for free. They actually brought it, because all our lads are on price as well. So they'll come, or they've just asked us to do that. And then I'm moaning at them, why isn't the job done? And they go, well, I've done 7 jobs for the site agent today. So we've had to put a bit of a can on that, saying, look, let's do it sensibly. And the site agents have had a bit of a laugh, going, yeah, we thought we had a bit of an easy run. Because our lads are nice, they just want to help out. And it's like, oh, God.
It's funny how that works on site.
Yeah.
You do these things, and
Can you just do that? Oh, then just do this. And it's, oh, bloody hell. But it's not something I was even aware of.
Yeah.
Because the lads are doing the right thing. They're trying, and I suppose the site agents probably don't know our lads are on price. So they think they're being paid for the day, and it doesn't, but it still would affect my bottom line regardless because the project's over.
But
I'm
then
going,
you
was
get
it 2
suckered
days
into a
over?
commercial argument, and
Yeah.
and they're the worst ones. I've had jobs before where we get suckered in these variations and we do them, and then I get asked for breakdowns. They want more detail. Labour and material breakdowns are a great one.
Yeah.
And I always chuckle because I always say, go and buy a car, and then ask them for the labour and material breakdown for that car. You know, it's a weird thing to ask sometimes. Measured works, I get it.
Yeah.
But we've had variations agreed, and then when they've come to paying it, they went, "Oh, they can have a breakdown. Why?
Yeah.
We did it a bit quicker, right?
Don't get me started.
You know, we've agreed it. Let's just crack on." But I think all these things we discussed today. There are bits you could moan, complain, and say are negatives, but actually, there's an awesome side where, and I get giddy about big diggers arriving on site. I love that. Well, when they turn up, I turn into a kid again. And it's great when you get in the machine. But there are some amazing positives. We'll finish this house, and the family's going to move into that house, and they're going to live in it, and they're going to think it's the best thing they've ever done. And we get to stand on the outside and go, "That's what we did." I go through town centre with my lads. I mean, they've had enough of it, my kids. I did that one. I'm proud to show it off. But it's, I think, for all the bits that can be negative in the industry as a whole, which includes everyone in it, yes, there are arguments and there's negatives and stuff, but actually we pull off something pretty cool at the end, and I think that's what we need to promote more, and that will be
100%. I like that.
for people coming in from colleges. They've got to see those positives. They've got to see we actually create something really cool.
And I think you've summed it up there. The people in construction, I think, are some of the best. They're building massive infrastructure. They're delivering houses across the UK.
Mm.
And I saw one of them Facebook reels the other day about a naughty kid in school. But we basically built the country. A lot of the actual lads on the tools.
Yeah.
And it is because they're the people that are skilled with their hands. I can't learn off a book or reading. I have to be shown something. And we need to promote more of that, which the colleges are getting better at doing now. And
They've
that's
got
where they're
to.
getting more involved. Like I say, they want to build these 1.5 million houses. I think we'll see a bit of a boom in the construction industry, especially, this is a bit contentious, but with the advancements of AI, I think trades will become a lot more prominent because I personally think it'll be one of the last jobs to go to AI because, I mean, you've got robot bricklayers now, though. I say that. You have got a robot bricklayer, but it's a long way because they can't problem solve. Yeah.
But it's like we had it. Did you go to the Cobblers Business Club when they were talking about AI?
Yes.
At that one, and I think someone asked, like, "Is this going to take over our jobs?" And he struggled to answer it, but I can't see how you can ever get rid of that human interaction.
COVID summed it up how we still want that.
Yeah.
I think there's pros and cons to it all. The thing I don't like, and I've seen people do it, is you can take a document that's like a contract and you can get it summarised by AI. I mean, how dangerous is that if it doesn't pick up a certain detail that affects you? So there's still improvements to be made, but we all have to embrace technology.
Yeah.
You have to. You know, it's,
If you don't, you get left behind.
No, I mean, in the old days of E7, when I was an estimator, it was all highlighters and clickers. Then you started getting, I think, was it Bluebeam it's called, and it could read a drawing and do your takeoffs, but no one ever trusted it. They were like, well, no, highlight you on a clicker.
Still can't beat a ruler.
Yeah. But actually, that has come on a lot further, and you can trust it a bit more, and it will show you how it's worked. So we have to embrace it. AI it's here. You can have fun with it and make a stupid video, or you can use
I've seen a few of them.
Or
Or a podcast.
podcast. Yeah, there you go. You know,
I mean, that leads us on
useless.
lovely, really. What are your future plans for Form 5 and personally? Have you got any, maybe not goals, but just what are the plans really for you and Form 5?
I mean, Form 5 at heart, it will always be a main contractor. I have developer ambitions where I'd like to do some bits myself. But what I really want to create, if I had a wish and I could make Form 5 into something alongside the main construction, is I'd love to invest and help improve businesses in the county. Now, whether that's time or personally buy into them, but I think there are upcoming businesses that have stopped at a position and they don't understand how to take it to that next step. And I've been helping companies already.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, I mean, it's outside construction, but he's setting up a special provision for SEND kids in a woodlands environment. And, you know, he's an ex-head teacher, had this dream to do it, it's great, but had no leg up from no one could help him. But we've brought all the materials from him, thousands of pounds worth of gear, we've helped him build it, and he'll pay us back at some point in 2026.
Yeah.
Wow.
But actually, the self-gratification I get from that is amazing. There are other pocket businesses that I've helped bring up and getting them in place, but actually, I'd like to do more of that. And I'd like to
enjoy
Form
that
5,
side of it.
to be the front of that and help these businesses succeed and grow, because they are, again, local companies. And it means that kids that are going through college actually have a business they can go to and work for. So I really like that concept idea.
Yeah.
I think that's, for me, is great. And personally, wow. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's a hard one, isn't it?
It is
because you
hard.
are your business.
Yeah, I am Form 5, I suppose. And that.
But I think what you've
Yeah, I
said
know
there
you-
just
yeah.
sums you up as a business and a person. It is wholly community based. You love a Northamptonshire through and through, and you love a local community, really.
Yeah.
I can't really describe that any other way.
No, it's cool.
I'm glad you're in a lot better place than where you was a year and a half
smiling
ago
a
as
lot
well.
more now. But that comes from the successes of
Yeah.
not just the commercial side, but you know, we sponsor a lot of grassroots football teams.
Yeah, I love that, yeah.
We had a great semi-final on Sunday that we managed to capture and make special for them. We had player interviews, manager interviews, everything.
wow.
It was
What
really
teams
cool.
are?
That's Malta Magpies.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got 2 teams we sponsor there. And that means they get away kit and all the nice stuff. We've taken to St George's Park for a tournament. We've done all sorts. Russian and Diamonds Youth Squad, we sponsor them. Casuals Rugby Club, we built a kit shop for them for nothing. And that's helped create revenue for them. What else will I do? Cobblers.
Cobblers,
We'll do
yeah.
the Cobblers, that's a good one. We're just signing up to the cricket club.
Are you down the cricket as well?
Yeah, so we're doing that. Can't quite afford the Saints yet, but maybe one day.
It is, yeah. I think a lot of the business we are so lucky as a county to have cricket, football,
Oh yeah,
and
100%.
rugby. I'm not a rugby person, so I do the cricket. I do support. I do
No, I wasn't
sponsor
cricket.
ONs
I was not cricket, but there was a moment when I was sat on the decking.
with that tight shirt on.
Yeah, well,
I'll get you a clip of that.
Yeah. That's Grant's fault, that is.
That was
I
on
mean-
McKenna.
Give a guy a media. I look like a pillow. That's what I look like. It's ridiculous.
10
And he'll always
beers
laugh
deep.
about it. But no, I had this moment. I was sat on the decking. It was at the Heavey Suite we're at the back of. Table service drinks. I just had some food. It was a really hot day, and I was just watching cricket. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
great is
It's
this?"
such a great
It's
day
such an
out of
unsung
cricket,
place as well.
It's not as stressful as the football.
No, and then we get, all the places we like. We've been Delapre Abbey. We've had
Yeah.
event. That's amazing there. Richard Clinton's done a great job of that Abbey.
Yeah,
It's,
it's brilliant over there.
it's absolutely awesome. But all these venues that we've been going to, seeing more of that. That's what I'd like to see next year.
Is there anyone you want to connect with, collaborate with, or just a shout out to?
Well, I think collaboration. We're open to everyone, but
Not roofers.
not Rufus. Yeah, we do try. We try. But my network's always a personal one with people. If you're in
Yeah.
the industry, I'm more than happy to meet and discuss and see what we can make
Yeah.
happen together. We really are not a closed door to anyone, and that's if you're picking up a paintbrush for the first time,
Yeah.
or you're doing your first development.
And I'm guessing
We'll
as well
have
that's
to
to
get
other
involved.
main contractors because I work very close with other roofers a lot of the time, as you're aware. We've done
Yeah.
JVs on projects for you. And I know you're a very big advocate of that as well.
Yeah, I try. Jordan Spittle at the Cube, great guy, great business, great guy. And I hope to think that he knows he can just pick up a phone to me if he ever needed to. And I meet great people. Matt at Colonial,
Yeah.
and they did a great job of that county building.
Oh, brilliant,
What an
yeah.
awesome job that was. So he's, someone I enjoy saying hello to on the circuit. Jordan Kanachi at Corey Construction. Again, another really good guy. What a business that is
I
now. And they're absolutely flying.
Absolutely transformed it, hasn't he?
Yeah, but he's good and he's built an amazing team. There are people dotted around.
You'll have to come on, Jordan.
Aiden at Horizon.
Yeah, I've only met
Yeah.
Aiden once.
He's younger than me, but probably further along the line, possibly. He's doing great things. I'm happy to speak and support anyone. There's enough work for everybody. We should support each other, 100%. Yeah.
Perfect. I think we'll wrap it up about there.
Yeah.
Well, we'll leave it on a random question.
Oh God.
If you could rewind and be anything you wanted to be, what would it have been?
Anything.
Anything.
I loved my sports, You wouldn't know looking at me now, but I'm an ex-England volleyball player.
Really?
Yeah, the age of 15, I was in the under 20. Chanel's really laughing. Chanel just looked over and went, "How did he jump?"
I wasn't
Surprised. Yeah, when you said looking at you now, I just meant volleyball. That's not something you would.
No, it
No,
wasn't.
it's
When
not, especially, I don't want to say too long ago, 10 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, it was, God, yeah, what a time that was. But it was brilliant, and it was the person I'd have loved to. It just doesn't pay though. The problem is with volleyball, you can do really well, and then you find out you can work and earn some money, and then go out and meet the lads. So
Yeah.
that ruins that. But if that could have been a pro thing, I'd have loved to have done that. Professionally, God, how would you call it? I mean,
It's a
what-
tough question.
it is
Well,
tough. Just because I enjoy what I did, I
Was it for me
enjoyed.
as well.
Yeah, I
For you
enjoyed
as
the
well.
whole
I
career.
always wanted to be, I forget the name of it now. I've done it when I was
Well, it
about
helps
7.
if you know
Where you
what.
dig in the ground. And
Oh, an archaeologist.
archaeologist. I always wanted to be an
Really?
archaeologist, yeah.
Wow.
But since I was about 7, and I stopped caring at about 12 and found drink.
Well, I can tell you,
Yeah.
12. I can tell you, at a younger age, I really love Chanel Alive, but I really love photography.
Oh,
Like,
really?
if you look at like family holidays, I just took loads of pictures and film. That's all I ever did. I actually me and my mate made a comedy show. I think it was about 10. We got a video camera and did
Oh,
stuff like
brilliant.
that.
Got that as well.
I reckon I could fish that out.
That'd be
somehow.
great.
There you
On the
go.
big screen at the Cobblers.
But it was all different back then. You had like wires everywhere.
Yeah.
And, but it was, you still got to hang on to those bits a little bit.
Yeah,
But,
you have, yeah.
yeah. So I still like photography now. I mean,
Yeah,
I pay a lot of money to have drone footage stills.
yeah.
Sites look really cool. I mean, I can talk about building, but actually, if you show it off,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
quite good.
You can
isn't
show
it?
off a
Yeah.
good build, can't
Yeah, I mean, drones make buildings look amazing, right?
Yeah.
Don't they? They
Yeah.
look really cool. But yeah, hard question that one. But I'm sure there'll be
Professional
people
volleyball
after
player.
me that will have some good,
Professional
good
volleyball, yeah.
answers to it.
you? But I think we'll wrap it up there then. As always, thank you for listening. Is there anything you want to add, Dan?
No, just take care and tune into the next episode.
Who have you got next? Is there a spoiler?
No, we're
No.
keeping that secret.
Keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you. Thank you for
Appreciate
coming.
that.
No, thank you. Appreciate
Oh,
your time,
that's
Matt.
good.